Well, good morning, good day, good afternoon, whether you're watching me live or by replay. Thank you so much for tuning in to Katrina's Price's Life, Home, and More, where I'm sharing my love of home decor, cooking, cleaning, vlogs, shopping hauls, and so much more. Uh-oh, I'm trying to make sure I can hear myself. But anyway, as you can hear in the background, well, may hear in the background that my printer is running. I am such a busy bee, but I'm thankful on today. So listen, first of all, I cannot be long on today. So if you're coming in, come on in to my monthly chit chat. To tell the truth, I have absolutely missed you all. I've missed you all. I know my videos have been short. Some of them have been far in between, but I have been busy preparing for my church event that's coming up on next week. If you're new here, because I have so many, thank you so much. I have so many new subscribers. I gained 160 new subscribers in the past couple of weeks. So I'm excited about that. So if you're new here, you've never seen me live, good morning, Jenny. Good morning. Glad to have you here for this monthly chit chat. So if you're new, I am my real job, my purpose, why I'm here on earth. Yeah, I am a pastor. I really am a pastor of, good morning, there goes my mom. I'm a pastor of a church in South Carolina. And on next week, we are hosting our 28th conference experience. I have been working diligently for the last 6 months. And so I did prepare some videos for next week. So you will get 2 to 3 videos from me next week, as well as I will show you highlights of our conference event. I did post our conference flyer as well as our Community Impact Day on my community post. So you can always go there and see that information. The conference is free. It's open to the public. Whosoever will come and be blessed of the Lord. We have morning prayer, morning classes, hour of power at noon, and we have 7 o'clock nightly worship. And again, on that Friday, which is next Friday, March the 14th, we will have our Community Impact Day, which we are focusing on health, wellness, and finances. So it's going to be a very informative day and empowering day for our community. So that's what your girl has been up to. That's what I've been up to. And so I am grateful that we are on the break of that, as well as we have been preparing for this conference with prayer and fasting. So we have been praying twice a day, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. And in that in between time, in the meantime, my mom and I, because she doesn't like to stay home, she likes to follow me everywhere. And so I have been running around, checking off the list and preparing for the arrival of our guests and all of our saints for this 28th edition. We have people coming in from South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee. And if you're watching me from another state and you just want to come on in, fly into the Charleston International Airport. That's in Charleston, South Carolina. The hotel is about 15 minutes from the airport. You can reserve a room. Again, the information is posted on my community post. You can come on in and enjoy the Lord along with us. So other than that, I'm looking forward to spring decor. So that will be coming up soon. I know I'm running behind. I know I'm running late, but I thank you for your grace and your patience and your understanding, because, that's priority number one, that I prepare for the conference. Mom says I am one of the hands that help with the work. Yes, mom. Listen, I say it jokingly, but I do appreciate my mom because she becomes my assistant, my PA when we are preparing for the conference. I'm driving in the car and I go, Ma, I need to remember to do this, XYZ, something that I need to make sure that I'm like, write that down. I'm like, write it down. And she'll write it down for me. And I'll say, okay, thank you, Ma. Help me remember that I need to add this to the schedule, or add this to the calendar. So I have been running around, making sure that things are done. My brother actually is the conference president. He's actually the conference founder. I am his logistics coordinator slash event planner for this great conference. But mom assists me in making sure that I run around, pick up things, order things, things are shipped, and they arrive on time. And I am the detail person, and I love it because we said it on the last chit chat. We said it on our last chit chat that we are all born with a gift. We're all born with a talent. And the quicker we find out what that gift is, the quicker we find out what that talent is, the better we are. I'm telling you, the better we are because we don't waste time going through life trying to find out why we are here and what we're supposed to be doing. And so I'm grateful that I guess I found that at a young age that one of the gifts that the Lord gave me was the gift of organization, the gift of just being detailed. I mean, extremely detailed and organized and planning things. And I love planning them in the spirit of excellence. That's overall. That's overall. I was speaking to the general manager of the hotel, and he was saying, you know, Pastor Johnson, you do it like this, and Pastor Johnson, you do it like that. And I said to him that the reason I do it the way I do it is because I understand that my service is to a king. In fact, my service is to the king. And when you're serving a king, the king of kings and Lord of lords, you want to present to the king your very best. And I explained to him that my best may not be someone else's best, but God is grateful and accepts it because he knows it's my best. So whatever your best is, do your best in everything that you've been giving a task to do. My father, who I miss so dearly, my father would say to us, if you're sweeping, give it your best. If you're, I don't know if I ever said this. I might have said this on a monthly chat that I used to play music. I don't play anymore. I hope I never have to play anymore. But I used to play music, and I was not great. I'm going to tell you right now, that was not my. It wasn't my true gift, I would say, but I tried to play, but I would give it the best that I could. Now, my brother, on the other hand, yes, that's his true gift. My brother is a phenomenal musician. I know you've heard him on our Johnson Christmas special, but no, that's not him. That's not the totality of what the Lord has blessed them with. My brother is very skillful in playing the organ and the piano. In fact, we always laugh. Some of you might have heard of this lady, the late LaShawn Pace Rhodes of the Pace Sisters of Atlanta, Georgia. We actually went to a concert one night, and jokingly on the way to the concert, I said to my brother, we were listening. So you know how long ago this was. This is going to date how long ago this was. We were listening to her on a tape. So you know that was a while ago. We were listening to her in my car on a tape. And I said to my brother, do you know this song? And he's like, no, I don't really know it. I was like, well, you better learn it because you never know. You might have to play it. And I was like saying it kind of like jokingly. And we arrived to the theater got there, and sure enough, she decided to ask the audience, what would you love to hear me sing? And this gentleman screamed out a request. And when he screamed out that request, the musician did not know that song. And they literally came to my brother and say, do you know it? And he looks at me like, and I go, 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 go. And I'm pushing him to go. He literally goes on stage, goes through the back, gets on the stage, gets on the organ, and starts playing the song. And she starts bellowing the song. I mean, she starts really singing it. So at the end of the concert, she invites my brother and I to the green room to meet her because she was so amazed by his playing skills. So he's been able, the Lord has blessed him to play for a couple of what we would consider quote unquote famous gospel artists. So he's phenomenal. So he does his best. Whatever we do, you want to do your best. And so I've been running around along with mom. I also have a team of people that are working with me, that they're doing their part, I'm doing my part, and we're preparing to receive our guests in the spirit of excellence at our best. And so we are super excited about that. In fact, I'm literally leaving here and going to a service tonight. Some friends of ours, some church friends of ours, they have a service tonight, and they will be coming back to us next week. So we're going to be in fellowship with them on today. So that's what I've been doing and everything. But again, like I said, I did produce 2 videos. I did get 2 to 3 videos for you this week. You will have a couple of videos next week. And you girl, I don't know if I'm going to take a break or what I'm going to do. I might have to add another live, midweek live, just to get back on track. But I am ready for spring decor. So drop it down in the chat. Have you decided your color? In the chat, if you will, just put down, have you really decided your color for the spring? Even though I know like Pantene and different Sherwin-Williams, Bear, they come up with the colors of the seasons, and they give you all these phenomenal colors. I'm a person wearing, I love the colors that they come up with, but the color has to speak to me. The color has to be something that I actually want in my home. It's even like with clothes. Sometimes they come up with a color and they'll say, this is the colors for the fall. And you see it in every store. You go in the malls, you go in boutiques, and that's what you see. And so sometimes we will pick it because it's the color. But if it's not the color I like, if it doesn't match this chocolate skin tone, I'm not putting it on. Jenny says blue is my color for this year. Oh, listen, Jenny, I love blue. I absolutely love blue. In fact, I've already picked my color for the spring, and I picked my color. What I said I was going to do this year, I spoke to my mom. Good morning, Marlene Motivates. Good morning, sweetie. I said to my mom that what I was going to do is I was going to pick a color, a main color for the spring and the summer, because my channel is all about let's be budget friendly. Let's be budget friendly. And so I'm picking a color that will be in my house for Marlene says her color this year is yellow. Okay. All right. So we're going with the nice sunny feel. All right. So I told my mom, yes, Jenny says, I agree, Katrina. If it doesn't speak to me, I won't use it. That's exactly right. I won't pick a color. I won't pick things that are in my home that I absolutely don't love. I have to love something that's in my home. I really do, because money is precious and coins are precious, and I'm not going to use it just to be using it. But I said to my mom, I'm going to use a specific color for the spring and the fall. And then what I plan to do is accent that color throughout the spring and the summer. Add pieces, take away pieces, but use that central color. One thing it's going to do is with my limited storage space, it will prevent me from clogging up that space or adding more to that space. but it also will show my audience, my viewers, my community, my family, ways that you can enhance what you already have. All of us cannot afford, do not, and are cannot afford, either choose not to change a bed set every year, change a couch, a chair every year. Some of us will not do that. So therefore, we we want to enhance what we already have. Let me look at the chat. Marlene says eggshell yellow in the spring, bright yellow in the summer, mustard yellow in the fall, and in the winter, baby yellow. Listen, see, I love that, Marlene. I love that. Picking a color and then transitioning that color throughout all of the seasons. I absolutely love that. And that's what I want to do. I want to show people how you use a central color and take it all the way through the spring to the summer season. And so that's what I'm doing this year. My color this year is green. That's my color for this year. My color for spring and summer is going to be green in the majority of my home, because mama's bedroom is mama's bedroom, and what mama says is that's just what mama says, and that's what mama gets. So that's how that is. So if she doesn't want it in her room, she does not get it in her room. But the majority of my house, I'm talking about living room, dining room, um, family room, kitchen, one of the main bathroom, I want to use green. Okay, I want to use green. And so I'm still shopping. And getting ready. Molly says, oh, green is nice. And Jenny says, I love me some sage green. Girl, yes. Yes. So I'm still shopping, still picking things up. So I'm not ready to start decorating yet. Hopefully soon I'll have a shopping haul and show you some of the items, new items that I'm going to introduce and incorporate with what I already have. But like I said, I've been busy. I looked at things. Things are sitting in carts. All these online stores that we love. I have things sitting in carts. I just have not hit that purchase yet. But I'm going to narrow it down. So I'll have a couple of days prior to our conference beginning that I could just literally sit down and start making my vision board and putting my room together on paper and then getting those items together. So I'm going to be a little bit later than normal with starting my spring decor, but don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. And I can't wait to show you what I do. I can't wait to see what you ladies do as well in your homes for this spring season. Something I wanted to mention to you all, I mentioned to my mom. Do you all notice that where we are, there is no pollen? Molly says, I'm searching for my yellow sheet set that can transition. Okay. Do y'all notice that there is, last year, the pollen at my house was so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous that, I mean, we could not sit on our porch. We just had to like move things off our porch, cover other things up. So do you realize that this year there is no pollen, at least in South Carolina? So I thought that was kind of strange that it's already mid-March and we don't have the pollen. Mom says, I love different shades of green mixed together as well as blends with other colors. So that's what we're doing, Mom, in the house. So glad you love it, because that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So I like that. I do want to do some painting, uh, touch up paint, because I did the blank canvas by Bear a couple years ago, and so in the Molly said, "There's no pollen I've seen here either." It was unusual to me because around this time of the year, I am constantly washing the car off. I'm constantly rinsing the car off, and I kept saying to Mom, "You notice there's no pollen?" And I was like, I don't know if it's because, uh, South Carolina had snow. We're not used to snow, so we had snow, and Georgia, the neighboring parts of Georgia had snow. North Carolina had snow twice, 2 or 3 times. So I was like, I don't know, maybe the snow might have knocked the pollen off and we just not noticing it. I don't know what it is, but I just noticed that I'm not having to rinse the car off every day. And so I've never experienced pollen, so I'm not sure if Texas has it. Okay, goodness. Y'all have never had pollen? Oh my Lord. Listen, I wish I had pictures of it. It is the worst when we have it in South Carolina. It literally is just this yellow, powdery substance that covers everything. It's on your roof, it's on your cars, it's on your porches, it's just everywhere. And you literally walk through it in your house. You can see when people come in your house. It's horrible. And so it's really, really terrible. And so I guess that's why it's so noticeable that we don't have it, because literally I would be screaming at my in my house and saying, could you please take your shoes off? Please take, because I could see pollen. I could see pollen in, like when people would walk in. And so I would be fussing, like, please take your shoes off, leave them on the porch, because the pollen was so bad. But I have not seen it this year. I'm not trying to welcome it. I'm just making an observation that there has been a change in the normal pre-spring onset to spring activities with the weather conditions. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not welcoming it. Mom said, that's a joke. Mama said the pollen got cut. They cutting everything. They cut the pollen. They cut. Everything's getting cut. Lord have mercy upon us. They cut the pollen. Listen, listen. My grandfather. Oh my God, my grandfather, who was a very quiet man, a humble man. My grandfather was very quiet, very humble, and did not speak much, but he would speak at church. My grandfather would pray at church, but he, just didn't really speak that much. But my grandfather would crack this joke. I'm not going to tell it just like he told it, because, I don't want to offend anyone. But my grandfather would say, when those people get in office, they cut everything. They even cut the number of pallbearers. My grandfather, I was laughing. Oh my God, my grandfather would make us laugh. He was like, they cutting everything. They cutting everything. So yeah, they're cutting everything. So who knows? We don't know. I'm telling you. My grandfather said they cut the pallbearers. Can't even get 6 anymore. Oh my God. Listen, grandparents, I'm telling you, good grandparents are something special. At this juncture in my life, I'm 55. My grandparents are all gone on both sides, even my bonus grandparents. I had some bonus grandparents as well. And they're all gone at this point. But I'm telling you, the ones that were prominent in my life, I had some good, oh God, I had some great memories. Marlene says, I never had grandparents. Oh, my sweetie. Oh, my sweetie. Ah, yes. I never had I know that happens. I know that exists. I'm grateful that I was afforded the opportunity, graced the opportunity to share my grandparents, who were hilarious. My grandmother, my mom's mom, excellent cook. When you see me cooking things, that's coming from the love of watching my grandmother cook, the love of watching my mom cook. My mom is the 14th child of 14 children. I know y'all heard me correctly. Molly said my parents had me later in life. Understood. I understand. Yes, ma'am. My mom is the 14th child of 14 children, 10 girls, 4 boys. So there was a lot of cooking and teaching how to cook in that household. And so I always loved sitting in the kitchen uh, with my grandmother when she was cooking. And Jenny says, I never met my dad's parents as well. Listen, that's why I said I'm the 10th child. Marlene, I'm the 10th child. Okay. That's why I say, I had the bonus uh, grandparents because my dad never met his father, which of course means I never met him either. So we had a bonus step grandfather. And so, but my grandmother on my dad's side, my grandmother was short, like 4'9" and spicy. 4'9" and just spicy. For whatever reason, she was just spicy. And everything. But my grandfather, he was just quiet, would make us laugh, he was so good to us. Oh my God, my grandfather was so good to not just my brother and I, but to all of his grandkids that, he had the privilege to be around and to, you know, help rear us. He was a great grandfather, spoiled us rotten. And my grandmother taught me how to cook, helped tell me how to be a lady. The shorter people are the spicier. Yeah, I think it's that vertical, that vertical, what is it? That lack of vertical stature that makes them a little spicy. Because my grandmother was, she was literally spicy. She would, and we would laugh because my grandmother, oh, she didn't play. She would discipline us. She did not play. And I remember one time one of my cousins, he got older and got taller and was big, and he was saying something smart to my grandmother. And when he was speaking to my grandmother, he said, this is what he said. He said, Grandmama, he looked down, he said, man, my neck's hurting looking down there to hear what you have to say. He was trying to be funny. Like, I gotta look down here to see what you talking about. And my grandmother with her little might have been 4'7", 4'8". She was real short. My grandmother jumped up in the air and punched him in his chin. We were kids, I was younger. So to me, when I saw that, I was like, I don't have anything to say to her. I don't have anything to say to her. I don't have anything to say. She just jumped up, boom. Because, he was like a teenager then, tried to be smart. And it was funny. We all laughed. I love that you had a nice childhood. Oh, listen, Marlene, I had some good days, some not so good days, some better days, but I had an eventful childhood. That's why I always say, I said it in the last monthly Chit-Chat. That's why I pray for the kids today. I am constantly praying for the children. Molly said he got boxed. He sure did. I'm constantly praying for the children of today because our childhoods were so wholesome. Going to the corner store. Some of y'all may not, because some of y'all may be younger than me. Going to the corner store with $1 and feeling rich. Going to the dollar store. To the corner store with $1 and feeling rich, like buying Boston baked beans, lemon heads, now later squirrel nuts. My favorite, Mary Jane. Buying the cookies that were big like my hand for $1, 5 cents. It was just kids getting on their bikes, riding through the neighborhood, having fun. It was amazing, when I look back at it. And the point I wanted to make is we were never rich. Marlene says, I had a terrible childhood, but I'm having a wonderful adulthood. Thank the Lord. And Jenny says, yes, Marlene, me too. Thank the Lord. I tell people all the time, no matter where you come from, you as long as you're living, long as you have a pulse, long as you have a pulse, you have a purpose. And your past does not have to define you if you don't let it. You never have to let your past define you. Your past was the past. And if it was not favorable, you don't have to worry about it. The Bible says in St. John 10:10, I come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. The thief cometh but to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. But I come that you might have a life. I come to let you know, like the woman at the well whose life was not perfect, whose life was not good. I come to bring you living water, the best water that will change your life forever. I come to change your life forever and make you not the memory, but make you who I called you to be. So that's my thing. You know, that's why my channel is my channel was My Priceless Life, and then I changed it so that YouTube would know what I'm doing. But that's one of the reasons why I say at the end of my videos, stay priceless, to remind you, because God created you, you are valuable. And God is so good to us. God is so good to us that he can take what seems insignificant and create something beautiful. The scripture tells us that he is the potter and we are on the potter's wheel, and he shapes us and he molds us if we allow him to make us who he desires and wishes for us to be. So no matter where you come from, there's greatness inside of you if you will allow him to show you who you are. Show you who you are. I love the stories that um, show like young kids who are homeless but earning scholarships, millions of dollars to go to college because they knew that that did not define them. That moment in time did not define who they are. And if we can remember, this moment does not define who I am. This negative moment, this bad moment, this terrible moment does not define who I am. Then our lives will change forever. Our lives will change forever. So I'm grateful that we all understand that today. God used my past to help me to testify to resilience and courage. And so there's a testimony that you received out of your life. Thank you, Marlene. Same for you as well. Amen, ladies. I remember getting 4 sodas for $1. Listen, my mom said her sodas were 10 cents. Okay. I used to be able to have lots of snacks for $1. Those were the days. I'm telling you, those were the days. And I know sometimes young people now, when we say those were the days, they look at technology. You know, some of them will look at technology and say, well, our life is better because of technology. We have these extra things. I'm referring to the wholesomeness of life, not the frills. Of course, when I was a kid, yes, I would have loved to have a cell phone. I would have loved to have an iPad and, you know, a tablet. But I'm talking about the wholesome part of life that so many of our children are now not experiencing. You know, I was a latchkey kid. Who's calling my house? It's my brother. My mom will get the phone. It's my mom will get it. So I was a latchkey kid. It was my brother and I growing up. My grandmother's house was 5 houses down from ours, and so we would just walk. I love life before a phone. Oh my goodness, I love life. we would we would just walk. We came across this. It was just like across the street was the school. So we walked back to the house, and I would open up the house with my mom, my brother, and I. And my grandmother would come and check on us. And then some days we would just go to my grandma's house until my parents came home. but we had neighbors that checked on us. And one of my mom's good friends lived like 2 houses down. They would come and check on us. And that's why I always became like the little mama. And that's one of the reasons why I started loving cooking and cooking at an early age. I started cooking when I was 8 years old because we would come home from school and I would fix us sandwiches. And then my mom started showing me how to cook. So I became the little mama of the house. And when she came home at 8 years old, you can ask her. I was cooking rice, collard greens, fried chicken, string beans. We didn't really do spaghetti when I was a kid. We didn't really do spaghettis a lot because back then as a kid, we did hamburger helper. Y'all remember hamburger helper? Yeah, it needed help. It needed some help, but we did hamburger helper. And I was a kid. Marlene says we didn't get a cell phone until 2015. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. 2015. Marlene, you must be real, real young, sweetie. Yeah. So we what you call it? We I would cook and clean the house. And the proudest moment I would have as a little girl is when my dad would come home and say, "Oh, my baby girl cooked." Oh, that just did my heart all the good. He would say, "My baby girl cooked." Molly says, "She's Molly, you still young." Me too, Katrina. I was watching the cooking channel and HGTV since a child because I helped around the house a lot. Listen, I loved cooking as a child and organizing things and just organizing everything. True story. And then I got to get out of here today because I have to get to uh this service. But I got to stop and do a few things for the conference and then get to this service this afternoon. But one of the funniest things growing up as a kid and cooking and organizing things, what I was saying is as a kid, my father had me spoiled. Oh my Lord, y'all. I'm telling you, y'all hear it every time how much I miss my dad. My dad had me spoiled. My dad would buy me teddy bears, and I literally had to sleep on one little side of my bed because that's how many teddy bears my dad would buy for me. And when my dad literally passed, I had over 40 teddy bears. And y'all, I'm talking about when my dad passed, I was like 30 something years old. So I had like 40 something teddy bears that I still had when my dad passed. And I washed them all up and I gave, I didn't take any to Goodwill, Salvation Army, anything like that. I literally like gave them to kids. I gave them to children that they would have them. Like I said, I washed them all up. I brushed them, made them look pretty, sprayed them and everything, and just started giving them to kids. And I only kept like 3 of the teddy bears that my dad gave me. But I was just rotten. So when I would cook and clean and do all the little things around the house, he would say, "That's my little mama." And then he would go buy me a little teddy bear, a little gift or something. So yeah, so that's my love of organizing. And my little teddy bears would be organized that if you moved one of them, I knew somebody was in my room and touching my stuff. Like who moved bear number 4 out of her spot? So that was funny to me. I mean, literally, when he passed, the teddy bears. I was 30 something years old with teddy bears lined up all around the place because I loved them just because my dad took the time, and I had them all different sizes. My dad would buy them 3 feet, 4 feet, so they were huge. I could literally put some on my back and lay on them and watch TV because he had them so huge. So Marlene says, I miss my dad as well. It's nothing like a good father. I tell you, my dad always came home with Barbies on payday. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And Jenny says, oh, that's yes. So good fathers, we still need them. I pray today for those who are not in a marriage situation but have children, that their fathers, the fathers of the children, will step in and still be fathers, even if they do not have a great relationship. Don't let the children suffer. Don't let them suffer. Children need both parents in their lives, letting them know that they're special, they're valuable, and they are loved. So I pray for that all the time. As a pastor, I have members, congregants that I'm always speaking to for that. And, sometimes speaking to the young ladies and letting them know, let the hurt go. Let the hurt go. Let that go so that this man can be a father to your children. Don't hurt your children twice. Let it go, and so that they can be there for those children, because you only have about 18, 19, 20 years at the most to rear those children. They're going to be out and on their own, and they need that. I didn't experience that with my dad, but my husband is amazing to our kids. It's a healing. Yes, ma'am, Jenny. Yes, ma'am, Jenny. That's a blessing. Um, that you have that now, that you see that is possible. And God knows how to heal us. He knows how to heal us before we leave here, before we transition from this side. He knows how to heal us, and he also knows how to erase the hurt. You might have the memory, but you don't have the hurt. I could preach that right now, but I have to go. You might have the memory, but you don't have to live with the hurt. Marley says, uh-oh, who's calling me? My mother was cold as ice, but my father filled me up with love. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Um, that's a blessing. Listen, like I said, the memory, we will have the memories, but if we can live without the hurt, we will truly be healed. And healing may not be a one-step process. Healing may have to occur over time, but allow ourselves to be healed. Allow ourselves to be delivered. Allow ourselves to be set free from the things that will try to hold us in one place or stop us from reaching our full potential. When we leave this side, we want to leave here empty. We want to leave here empty, that we have given the time that God has allowed us on this earth the best of our ability, that we have inspired others, we have motivated others, but we have been healed ourselves and given life the best, given life, lived our lives to the fullest, and given life the best shot possible. Remember, I said that says I'm going to write that down. You might have the memories, but live without the hurt. Oh, I'm telling you, God is so good. God is so good. I am who I am, wherever I am, no matter what. And so I'm a pastor. I'm actually also a prophetess. And so when I speak, there are things that come through me that are not my words, but the words of the Father that wants to be spoken to others, so that they can be truly healed, delivered, and set free. So I am always appreciative of every opportunity that the Lord allows me to minister. I was on the radio station this week and given a question that was not on the interview script, but given an answer that I pray prompts people to live a fulfilled and better life in Christ, and encourage those who are outside of Christ to come to him. I wouldn't want to live in this world and not know Jesus in the fullness, not know him in the fullness. A lot of people will say, I know the Lord. I go to church, but relationship is key. My mother says it like this: when a man and a woman get married, they have to now learn each other. They have to now grow together so that the twain can become one. That is a process. And so in order for us to know Christ in the fullness, it is a process, and it takes a commitment to the relationship. It takes commitment to going in prayer. It takes commitment to reading our word and studying our word and assembling ourselves together with other like-minded individuals that we can grow. It's a relationship. And in order for it to be successful, we have to put in the work. It's like children being reared. You have to put in the work. Bettering our lives, we have to put in the work. You know, my brother says it like this: just because you purchase a gym membership, you can't just go sit at the gym and see results. You have to get on the treadmill, the elliptical. You have to put in the work. So whatever it is that we're doing in life, and we want to see the benefits of of what we're in, what we're doing, put in the work. I thank you all so much for your time on today. I truly have to get out of here and be about my Father's business on today. And yeah, just like I said, you have to put in the work. I'm going to an event this afternoon, a worship experience with some friends of mine, and my favorite basketball team is playing literally the biggest game of the season. So you have to make it a choice. What's more important? I love them. There will be a replay, but the priority is that I be in fellowship on today. While I'm in fellowship, I will be enjoying the Lord and praying at the same time that He's merciful unto us, because we are an underdog. We are underdogs in this game. We are underdogs. No one expects us to win this game. But there's a reason we play the game. Y'all see me? You never know. You never know. There's a reason we play the game, because you never know. So my advice to my team, in fact, I'm going to write them on the way. My advice to them, since we're an underdog, no one outside of our fan base. She said, which team? I love basketball. It's the North Carolina Tar Heels. It's the North Carolina Tar Heels of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. No one expects us to win this game on tonight outside of our fan base. So all I can say to them is, since we are the underdogs, come out like a three-legged dog. Since they think we're not going to come out like a three-legged dog has to fight. So come on out like a three-legged dog. Give it all you have. Fight. And who knows? There's a reason you play the game. So I'll be in church, and I'll see the replay. But I'm going to write them. I'm going to write them a little note and tell them, come on out like a three-legged dog. So, love you all. Whether you have watched me by live or replay, I appreciate your time and coming in for this monthly chit chat. I really have fun speaking to you however the Lord leads me, a little home decor, whatever, but talking about life in general and just letting Him lead me in what needs to be said. And hopefully it always helps someone in the end. So I appreciate God for that so very much. I look forward to seeing you next time here on the channel. There will be videos Tuesday, Thursday, and I might throw one in next Saturday as well. But I will be back on my regular schedule with the videos. Jenny says yes and starts laughing. Yes, we have to fight. We have to fight on tonight. But I appreciate you all. At any time, if you need prayer, you are welcome to reach me on Instagram. It's prices. What is, I it's funny. What is my Instagram? Because I think I changed it. Let's see. You can write me on Instagram. It's Katrina's Prices, Home, Life, and More. I have to remember if I changed it. So you can write me, send me a DM on Instagram if you ever need a private prayer, and I'm willing to pray with you and for you. So have a wonderful day, a God-centered day. Be blessed. Don't forget, time springs up in the morning. Time springs up. So if you're going to worship, don't be late. Don't be late. Be on time in the morning for worship. So, Mom and I have to go. I love you, ladies. If you're watching live or by replay, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for replays, leaving a kind comment below because thumbs up, comments help my channel to grow. We are on our way to 3K, and we hope we get there soon. With your help, we will make our new milestone shortly. So I appreciate you. Everyone be blessed. Love you with the love of Christ. And remember, stay safe, stay blessed, and you are to stay priceless. That's right, Mom. Don't be late for church. Bye. See you later.